Now, let's get onto some unpaved playgrounds. Yeah. From new options at the lower horsepower end of our Can-Am side-by-side family, all the way up to pushing the limits of sport riding to the extreme. There's a lot more off-road living for our riders to discover in 2024. Starting off with our Defender and Commander models, where both value and premium customers will love the extra options we've added to this year's models. However you ride, and whatever your budget, the 2024 Can-Am Defender and Commander lineups have exactly what you need. So make sure to stop by the showroom later to see what's new. Shifting into higher gear now, where there's a huge stuff happening in our Maverick lineup. You told us you'd love to get out there and crawl over the rocks with more of your family and friends along for the ride. Well, you asked for it, and of course, we delivered. The 2024 Maverick X3 Max XRC is here, and yes, it is the industry's most multi-passenger rock crawling side-by-side. What a nice beast. We've been busy building the ultimate sport lineup at Can-Am, and folks, this one gives you all the bragging rights, from the wheels right on up to the awesome Turbo RR engine. All the same specs and cool features of our 2-up XRC model are here on the 4-up as well, making this machine the ultimate rock crawler for all your family adventures. There are loads of exciting features to check out on this model, and it's all waiting for you in the showroom. But right now, we have to keep moving because, like I said, we've been busy building the ultimate sport lineup at Can-Am. And I mean really, really busy. See, no matter how much sand, dirt, rock Can-Am riders get to slay with their Maverick X3s, they're always hungry for more. More horsepower, more acceleration, more suspension travel, just more. So, how much farther could we possibly push it? Well, this time, we just built, from the ground up, a whole new beast.
Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother, gonna take your daughter out tonight. Gonna show her my world. Oh, mother, run on by to see your life. Run if you want to stop her. I can show you what it's like. Still I'm bleeding, but I'm bound to see your light. And if you want to find Hillary, I can show you what it is.
Introducing the ultimate badass Can-Am Maverick R. With more innovative concepts, industry first, and record-breaking specs than anything else on 4 wheels. We can't just call it the newest addition to the Maverick lineup, because after many years of intense development, innovation, and frankly, lots of rule breaking, What it is nothing short of a technological marvel, a showcase of engineering achievements, and a design masterpiece, as you can clearly see. And at the heart of it all, a totally new Rotax 999 turbocharged triple mated to a Rotax 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Yes, you heard that right. Now, you know I'm a serious gearhead, but even I'm calling for backup on this one. To help me explain some of the groundbreaking technology, I would like to invite none other than Thomas Ur, BRP's Chief Technology Officer, to join me on stage. Thomas?
Thanks, Bernard. Must be some serious stuff up here when you invite me to help.
Yes, it is.
Good evening, everyone. Very pleased and honored to be here with you tonight for this landmark moment. So let's jump in, starting with the incredible engine you just mentioned.
Yes. Now, this is a 1-liter engine. So some in our audience might be wondering, why not bigger? Well, we are very proud that the new Maverick R meets all the new requirements of the Recreational Off-Highway Vehicle Association Safety Standard, or ROVA, including the maximum engine displacement of 1,000 cc. That's our pledge to the industry's voluntary standard, and not every manufacturer can claim that. So we asked ourselves, how much horsepower could we possibly extract from a single liter of displacement? Well, the answer turns out to be
240 HP.
240 horsepower. Let's hear it for the most powerful side-by-side in the industry. And we must mention, Thomas, that 240 horsepower per liter, that's a record.
Exact. And we must mention that it's 240 per liter at 8,000 RPM. This is a world record for mass production engine. In fact, we only found one other engine delivering that much at 8,000, and that's the very limited build $3 million Koenigsegg Jesko hypercar.
I wouldn't say mass production at that price, right? Now, to achieve both record-breaking power density and reliability, Rotax packed every known racing technology trick into this engine, and even developed some new ones.
Starting with its long bolt or through bolt construction, the all-aluminum crankcase cylinder block and cylinder head are held together with 8 tension rods, not individual bolts.
And that makes a much stiffer package with less distortion and better resistance to peak loads.
Exactly. Another feature typical of high-end racing engines is the closed-stack cylinder block,
which is a way more expensive to build, but way more rigid to withstand high heat and cylinder pressure.
And finally, the cylinder walls are plasma coated using a next-generation process developed by Rotax, which allows for optimum heat transfer. Plasma coating also acts as a robust layer that can resist the extreme loads from the combustion as well as the friction from the high-temp alloy forged pistons.
And all this adds up to a package that not only delivers the power, but that's incredibly durable.
That's right. Actually, we put out on our test engines through the equivalent of 559, 373 kilometers of testing.
Okay, now folks, that's some German-Austrian precision for you right here. In other words, That's the equivalent of almost 350,000 miles of combined testing, which is the most I've ever seen in power sport.
Danke, Bernhard. And we did this to make sure these engines are as close to bulletproof as possible.
Now, let's shift gears and talk about the new transmission.
This is a heavy-duty, high-performance, 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, or DCT. This is how it works. As a gear is engaged on one clutch, the next gear is already pre-selected on the other one. Then, as the clutch of the engaged gear opens, the clutch of the target gear closes simultaneously. Easy.
Yeah, well, the result is instant shifting with no torque loss, delivering exceptional response and engaged driving dynamics. Now, at that level of power, we're beyond belts. A DCT means no more belt temperature to monitor, no more risk of belt failure or any maintenance to worry about. The Rotax DCT features electronic shifting with integrated park, reverse, and shift on the fly, high and low gears. You can manually shift through the 7 gears with paddle shifting on the steering column, or you can let the fully automatic mode do it for you. Go for it. Automatic shifting is fine-tuned for precise gear selection, so you know you'll be driving with perfectly optimized power at every moment. There's even 3 engine modes to choose from. Normal for casual driving, Sport, which is more dynamic, with shift points up to the 8,500 RPM red line and quicker throttle response and shifting speed. It means business. And then there's a Sport Plus mode, more like an angry racing mode, with the most aggressive throttle response and lightning fast shifting with absolutely zero torque loss. But it also features a very special anti-lag system.
Right. To prevent any delay in engine response, every time the engine returns to part load or idle before the next wide open throttle, the Rotax 999 switches one cylinder off so it runs on 2 instead of 3, delays ignition and increases throttle opening to allow more airflow. You now get the magic of spinning the turbo faster, creating extra boost without having the engine accelerate.
And what a sound. You have to hear it to believe it. And then the acceleration is just brutal. Now, I know what you've been staring at, so let's talk about it. The totally new tall knuckle suspension. Now, that's different. But we realized pretty early on the development of the Maverick R that the kind of vehicle performance we were after was just not achievable by cramming the knuckle and the suspension points inside the wheel.
Exactly. When designing a suspension, there are many benefits you want to tackle. The first obvious one is travel, to make the ride comfortable and capable. So we designed the suspension on the Maverick R to deliver a class-leading 25 inches in the front and 26 inches in the back. And that is thanks as well as a zero camber variation for unmatched straight-line tracking at high speed over the toughest terrain. And that is thanks to parallel arm geometry and an imposing 77-inch wide stance, the widest in the industry.
But another area where suspension geometry can make a big difference is in cornering ability. And that's what we were after with the tall knuckles. It's a bit technical, but Thomas, be my guest.
Well, when you're cornering, you want the most grip and the least roll. So you want the force-based roll center to be as close as possible to the vehicle's center of gravity. And that's why we positioned the upper links above the tire. to reduce the vehicle's tendency to roll by an incredible 50%.
Not only does it allow for faster, more precise cornering, but the tall knuckle geometry also reduces kickback while letting you stay in control at high speed. And that means less fatigue for the driver and less stress on all the mechanical components.
And while we are at it, we built in the best ground clearance in the industry at 17 inches, while still having a lower center of gravity than the competition. It all adds up to the one-of-a-kind design and engineering feat that confirms Can-Am as the leader in vehicle dynamics.
But a perfect suspension geometry is nothing without the best shocks. And we've set the bar even higher on our Smart Shocks versions. Right, Thomas?
Correct, Dana. These are now equipped with Fox Gen 3 live valve, which uses both electronic piston and base valves to broaden the range of the compression adjustment, always with the goal of improving tire contact, traction, and grip in rough conditions.
Talking about traction, new 6-bolt pattern aluminum wheels that are spun forged for strength and keeping the unsprung weight to minimum. Again, everything to keep those lightweight ITP Tenacity XNRs in contact with the terrain. And we've loaded this beast with our biggest brake system ever, with triple piston caliper up front, larger discs, and stiffer components all around for a super crisp brake feel and unmatched stopping power. But the new Maverick R is much more than pure performance. We also made sure it's comfortable to ride and convenient to operate by building the vehicle ergonomics around the driver.
Okay, Dana, I think this you get along without me.
Okay, so thank you very much, therefore, Thomas. There's nothing like talking tech with a German engineer. We'll see you later in the showroom. Thomas Uhl, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, where was I? Talking about the all-important ergo of the new Maverick R. From the lightweight bucket seats that keep you securely in place in the rough, to the adjustable racing-style steering wheel that puts important controls right at your fingertips, and the quick access controls to critical functions while you ride. This cockpit does not miss a trick. And then, there's the industry's largest touchscreen display, yes. 10.25-inch ICE-Res at the heart of our most sophisticated BRP Connect infotainment system. Connect your smartphone, access your music and BRP Go off-road maps, personalize your drive mode settings, and more. This is the control center of your connected experience with your Maverick R, and with our new line of smart accessories. Can-Am Smart Accessories are the first of their kind in the industry, and they are the future. They're especially designed to take sensory inputs from the vehicle, read the dynamics, and react in real time. Here's just one example. Smart LED side mirror lights that follow the steering wheel input. When you head into a tight turn, the side mirror light will increase in intensity to better focus lighting on the inside of the curve. Just brilliant. Now, I mentioned you can access your music via the touchscreen display. Together with JL Audio, we developed 3 premium audio packages to deliver the ultimate riding soundtrack. These new powerhouses include in-vehicle options of up to 500 watts, 6 speakers and 2 subwoofers, as well as fully integrated audio roof options. Now, that's a lot of talk, but you don't have to take our word for it. Our Can-Am ambassadors got out in the dirt, and pushed the limits of the all-new Maverick R to see what it could deliver. And well, here's how it turned out.
Dude, I don't know how anything's gonna beat this thing.
I am blown away.
This is by far the best design Can-Am's ever came out with.
Way nicer than a side-by-side should be.
Yeah, the Maverick R, man, this thing is really pushing the envelope of the side-by-side industry.
Aggressive, clean. The interior actually feels like a sports car.
This is a completely new driving experience.
The most fun car I've ever driven.
It's so much fun. Just going through the gears, pinned.
And it doesn't handle like UTV, it handles way more like a truck.
I gotta say, the suspension is amazing. Wow.
No lift shift.
Dude, that thing is incredible.